Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of August for the Sister Love Squadcast. Since it is the first episode of this month, we are doing a cover song comparisons. And this song was actually picked by Linda. It is one of her favorites, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because they were my crushes.
The band that made it famous.
The band that made it famous.
Yep.
I listened to it ad nauseum at that point in time.
Yeah. I think that getting to hear, they're going to know what the song is, so I'm just going to say, I think getting to hear Mickey perform it live and seeing your reaction was one of the most epic memories I'll ever have.
Oh, I was thrown back.
Yeah, right from when the drum and the instrumental started. It was,
Yeah. It was a good time.
very cool to see that, yep.
And of course, the song that we're talking about is Steppin' that was made famous by the Monkees. However, their version was not the original version. The song was written by Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, which wrote many songs for the Monkees and had involvement in their show. But the first version was actually recorded and released by Paul Revere and the Raiders in May of 1966.
I'm not just stepping a stone. No, I'm not just stepping a stone.
I was told not to compare to my favorites, so I'm trying to erase them from my mind.
Right, listen to it like it's the first version.
Like I've never heard this song before. I like Paul Revere and the Raiders, and especially Mark Lindsay. I think he's really good.
Yeah.
So, would I have purchased this song? I don't know. It was a little bit more like he was hollering.
It was very chaotic to me.
Yeah. So, but it did have tinges of, I don't know.
Actually,
Yeah, what
I
it
thought it was
evolved into.
yeah, I thought it was a lot like the Monkees.
Not you're comparing. Back it up. You've never heard the Monkees.
I thought it was it started out softer in the verses.
There you go.
But once it digressed into screaming,
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan.
I have to say, for the style of arranging it, and I'm not a big, being yelled at song type.
Yeah.
I like softer things, but yes, I love Mark Lindsay's voice, and his delivery was great. It just was a more aggressive version.
Right.
It just was a more, almost like the person's more mad in it, and that's okay. It's just a different perspective.
And on the production side of things, I did think that the point of it is more the instruments in this version.
Yes.
However, I think it should have been balanced a little bit better so you could hear the words a little bit better. Like if I didn't already know the song, I probably would really, really have to concentrate to find out what he was saying.
In the verses.
Yeah.
Which is a
Yeah.
shame. I think that was a production thing because he was like pronouncing them clearly,
Yes.
but his vocals were too low.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and he could have been a little softer
Yeah.
in it, but yeah. I do like his voice, though.
But yeah, and I can't say that it was like, oh, I totally disliked it. I think it was passable.
But you can't help but try to compare it, and I'm trying not to do that.
I know it's hard.
It's more an issue like with when we do the other cover song comparisons. Like it's okay to compare because that's the point. We are comparing. It's just it's hard not to be biased to the version that you already love
Yeah, it is.
because it can make you be harder on the other versions. I feel like.
Yeah, last time Kaylee told me not to do that, I just didn't pay attention to her.
Ignored her.
Yep.
Well, sometimes you won't even hear the other song.
You won't even give him a chance.
Yeah.
I'm bad about that.
It's like
The
somebody.
Bee Gees are the best version of words. That's all there is to it.
We found some pretty good versions.
I don't disagree with you, but I like a lot of versions of it.
Okay.
All right, so I have to take back a little bit that this was the first version recorded because it was the first version released. However, the Liverpool 5 recorded it first. They just waited to release, and then Paul Revere and the Raiders got it released first. So this is Liverpool 5.
I'm not just stepping a stone. Let me
That one was actually very different, and I kind of liked that fact.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's one that I just, I love this version, but it definitely changed it. It had, and it was the first recorded, so they changed it after this. But the Let Me Be Now, Set Me Free Now kind of like changed the whole song at the end of the chorus. It gave it even a different feel. I almost feel like it could stand on its own as a different song.
Yeah, it's more that they were too attached, where the other is, I am out of here.
Right. Right. It's more
It's
that
like
you
she's
can't
still
get over
trying
her.
to pull him in, but
Yep.
not totally.
Yep.
Yeah, like she wants to keep him on the side.
Yep.
I didn't like the background.
The instrumentation.
Yeah, it kind of, especially at first, gave me like a Animals type of vibe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, even with the arrangement, it wasn't as good as their arrangements, but it did have a Beatles feel more.
Yeah.
I guess, what is that? Too much tambourine or something. I don't know.
I kind of liked the main singer's voice, though.
Yeah, yeah
I was
did
kind of
too.
pleasantly surprised there. I wasn't as big on the chorus with all of them. I didn't feel like there was enough technique in there. That's easy to get droney. But I loved him in the verses.
Yeah, especially if you're not doing harmony.
Right. Oh, on the chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind
it
of
can
key.
get-
But
Too many people doing that at once can really get tedious.
yeah, that one was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up is the most famous version. And this is the Monkees, and they released it in November of 1966.
I thought you were going to leave them for last.
No,
She
I
goes
usually go
chronological.
chronological.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, alrighty, let's listen.
This is the Monkees.
I'm not your stepping stone. I'm not your stepping stone.
Well, looking at it from an adult perspective rather than a teen, young teen, I realized that they weren't really singing at that point. I mean, they did on the record, but, it's like, Mike, you're supposed to be singing in the microphone.
watching
and-
the episode version
watching
of it.
the episode version of it.
Yeah.
You can, I know that they're singing and and playing. I assume. Of course, there's extras added to it.
Which
But-
some of which may have been Peter, because he was a pretty proficient musician.
Yeah, yeah. Just not in the.
Right. They don't have a organ up on stage with them. They just have
No.
drums, guitar,
Right.
maracas. and-
Sometimes they do, though.
Sometimes, yeah.
Anyhow, that aside, what I liked about this is Mickey has a higher voice, and he is also an actor.
Yep.
So he's acting out the song.
The words tell a story more.
Right.
Even though they're
Right.
written to tell a story. I love how you pointed out he's an actor, because that's the one thing I noticed in his voice. And even the first time I heard it, had I heard
Right.
the other two,
Would you call that inflection?
I'd say it's inflection and delivery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's playing the part.
Right.
And he is actually playing the part on this, but I just like that. I like the music.
Yes.
The arrangement is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And the production. See, that's where, aside from they enhanced his delivery and his interpretation, because you can clearly hear every word on the chorus.
Do you think that's
Or the
because?
verse.
Do you think that's because it was a TV show?
Probably some of that. The production of it was focused more so that the audience got every bit of it.
I
It
think it
could
was
be-
probably because the composers of the song were involved with the show.
Well, true, but I mean, you have to hear the words because it's the show, and this song was referring to those two people that walked in.
Right. They always use it kind of in context, like their
Right.
songs in context of the story.
So you
of
have
Monkees.
to hear the words.
Yes.
Yeah. I could see what you're saying. However, I think they still like, because they made it 4 records too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more that they put across the vision that Boyce and Hart had.
Maybe so. But I
Maybe
can see what you're
so.
saying. You have to have the lyrics clear. And it's something that you notice on that TV show. Like, even
Yeah.
when they have it singing over scenes.
Well, you can just from Elvis,
Right.
the songs that were popular from the movies, you can clearly hear. But in the beginning, when he's, I always thought, blue
Hound
suede
dog.
shoes, hound dog. That was
That's
it.
what it was, yeah.
It's like, what is he saying?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I think it has to do with the fact that it was going to be shown on TV too,
I think that is something.
Yeah.
which made it for me better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, no, you can definitely tell why this version is the most popular and has stood the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
It really was the arrangement, the delivery, all of it was perfection.
yeah.
And this is kind of off subject of the actual song. I know we did a Monkeys appreciation, but I was just thinking as I was listening to this song was kind of made for Mickey's voice, I feel.
Yeah.
His tone, everything about it, it just works. It's like he swings right into it and you're brought into the story. So I love about the Monkees, there's a lot of groups and bands where they'd pretty much have one person singing everything. Beatles tossed it back and forth a little bit, but primarily there was one or two main singers. But each of the Monkees had a chance to sing something.
Yep.
And I love that because it gives you different flavors. Like what Davy has the ability to sing
Right.
and performs is totally different than this song, which fits Mickey.
Right,
Peter didn't get a very good chance.
No.
No, they kind of gave him some dud songs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, but on the show, he kind of played the fool.
Right.
So they matched it up with that.
Yeah.
He does actually have a nice voice.
Right.
And then Mike, of course, played more country. So they not only had unique different voices singing their songs, they also kind of, grazed over different genres as well.
And here's a flash.
Mhm.
They were all musicians.
Yes.
Some were actors too,
Mm-hmm.
but others were musicians. I mean, granted, Davy was a singer, which I
And
count.
theatrical, yeah.
Yeah, which I count that as a musician. That's why they gave him the tambourine and that. But they had all that inclination, and they really took it on the chin.
Yeah.
I actually just watched a reel from an interview that Mickey just recently did talking about this. And he was trying to diffuse the myth that they weren't a quote-unquote real band.
Mm-hmm.
He has a picture of the actual casting call, the audition call that was put out. And it said calling singers and musicians
Mm-hmm.
to act in a show.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's like, this is what we were auditioning for. You had to be able to sing. You had to have some sort of musical background. Yes, the studio put it together, but you had to be able to do it. It wasn't like they were dubbing you.
Right.
And Mike and Peter were already in the music.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey didn't know how to play the drums until the
No.
day before they filmed, but he obviously had the musical talent to do
Right.
it. He learned it in one night.
Right. And he could sing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And Davy had been on a stage.
Yeah, he
Broadway.
had great
So-
theatrical. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I
it was unlike the Partridge Family where only
David Cassidy.
I guess it's
Yeah, it
David.
is David.
David, Cassidy, and Shirley
Right,
Jones
were
could
singing,
sing her. The rest
And I don't think they were playing.
No.
Shirley
Partridge?
Jones might have been.
I
think
don't know if
did
she
play
played.
piano. I think she
You know
might
Danny
have.
wasn't playing.
No, and that none of them were playing.
Right.
Except, well, David might be able to play the guitar, but up on when he was on the TV, he wasn't playing
Oh, I
it.
don't. Have I ever seen him play guitar? I don't think so.
I don't know, but I
That'd be
think I
interesting.
read somewhere where he could.
Yeah, I think he might be able to. And you're right,
I'm-
Shirley probably can play the piano.
Because I know there was one in their house at least. Because
Yeah.
there's like baby pictures of Sean Cassidy with the grand piano in their house.
And there's one of her playing with.
But Jack might have been able to.
Yeah, true.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Monkees are definitely underrated, and we don't take any monkey hate on this podcast because they're very talented.
And
Yeah.
I'm glad that you used that word, Xena, because we don't have Elsie with us today, and this is one of her favorite bands as well. And underrated is also one of her favorite words.
Well, there's a lot of competition out there. So anyone that seems to be getting a leg up and not having to go through the hoops, which we know about those hoops,
Right.
and they're gonna get flack.
It's going to stir the jealousy,
Yeah.
mainly
You know.
because people don't see. I think the ones that are discouraged and feel like they're not getting ahead don't see the work that's going into it. Like with the
Right.
Monkees,
Right.
they're not seeing the work that these musicians are putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Because sure, we focus on the side that Mickey and Davy were actors that had to learn to play, but they could sing. But think about Mike and Peter being musicians that had to learn to act.
Yeah.
You know, and we think that comedy is easy. It's not. Comedy's
Not
not
at
an
all.
easy, you know, you have to have timing and a sense of, you know.
Especially the comedy that's in the Monkey show. Like, it is entertaining, but it definitely is a dumber humor, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they have to do it seriously so that it's actually funny.
That's what makes it funny.
Right.
Is when you do something absolutely ridiculous in the most serious manner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mickey was the best at that.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
He had show business in his family
Mhm.
too, so that, and he had been a actor since he was little.
Right.
Yeah, he was on Circus Boy as a kid. The
Yeah.
show.
Well, actually, Davy was young too.
Yeah.
He was Artful Dodger.
On Broadway for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Broadway or it was the English. I think it was the British.
Well,
Yeah, version.
whatever.
Oh, I think we gave enough
Yeah. Commentary on this one. now we gotta move
monkeys
on.
bravado.
Yeah.
I guess is what you'd call
Support.
support. That's
Just
the word.
support.
Yeah.
All right, so the next version is the last version of 1966. This one was released in November as well. It's by The Rebounds.
So this was the same time.
Yep, the exact same month as the Monkees release.
Mm.
I said I'm not your stepping stone. No, 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 no. I'm not your stepping stone.
I thought that version was kind of underwhelming.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're trying to do something different, and there was potential, but the vocals are way too loud.
Yeah, and I mean his little no.
That's very 60s sounding.
Yeah.
It's very. That's what I was thinking when.
And there
To
are
me-
a lot of obscure groups that did this song, so there won't be a lot of bands that you probably recognize. This was actually a group that it doesn't look like they had very many records, but they were from the UK.
Oh.
Mm.
To me, he sounded bored.
I don't know if I got that. I think he really was putting his all into it in the sense that I just know. Now I know I'm going to compare, but I don't prefer the ones that yell more. In
Right.
the verse especially. Like it's okay on the, oh no, girl, not me, that part, you know, when they're talking. It's okay to have a little yelling, but I'm just not big on the verse when it's soft. It gives you kind of this, I'm going to say angsty, this angsty tension.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you more of like, yeah, it's unsettling. I like that. Whereas when they yell, for me, it takes me out of the moment of what's happening.
This when I was listening to it, what kept popping into my mind was "To Sir with Love." It sounded like that background that would have been in that movie.
Yes,
I could see that. Yeah, yeah. So the next version is another group that I have never heard before, and it's called The Flies.
I
And
know.
I don't know what month. Oh, this one was released in December of 1966.
It's not the last one.
If Elsie were here, she would make a comment about this band. I just know what.
Yeah, I know.
The
I know. She
name.
probably would say that David Hedison is in it. So, yes, actually, that wasn't the last one. I found out these ones existed later when I was getting it together. So, it's kind of going back and forth years. But this is actually, we have two more versions of 1966. This one was released in December by The Flies.
Looking at the fashion and everything, because they had a video of this. It looked like from the time
Mm-hmm.
with the hair and the fashion. I was thinking the people in their, 80 years old, which everybody thinks, well, they're old. These were the people. I mean, how young and
How cool. How
Yeah.
everything just makes me jealous. Like, I know it shouldn't, but like as I'm watching that, I just want to be there.
Yeah, and you know, you need to talk to your grandmothers and even great grandmothers
Mm-hmm.
to know how they were, and because you don't think of your mom or grandmothers or that as being this young,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and if they were dorky. Well, that's not true.
No, that's the travesty of our time.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, that's the only way that this can be passed on and you can have a part of it or experience it as much as possible
right.
is through the sharing of the people that were there.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. I'll admit that if I was listening to the song, I didn't prefer the arrangement. They slowed it way down.
Mhm.
But with the video, it really brought me into that moment, I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
The sound and everything. Like, it just had a whole different attitude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cool with the video in context.
So this actually was the Fly's debut single. Of course, they are an English band. They never really took off, it doesn't look like. But this version of the song, along with their original song, Talk to Me, that record did become a regional hit and peaked at number 11 on the wonderful Radio London Fab 40 charts.
Yeah. It was cool to see in that video a little cameo of Sandy Shaw, too.
Mm-hmm.
Recognized. That was pretty neat.
Okay, the next version we have is by the Possums, and I'm not sure what month of 1966 this was released, but it was released in 1966. Well, it was very reminiscent of the Stones to me, no pun intended. The guy sounded like he was kind of mimicking the Rolling Stones rather than the other versions we've heard.
I could see that. I guess I don't have a lot of opinion on it, except I didn't like the scream in it. It was too much for me.
That was a lot, yep. But
Yeah.
the way that he was coming in more offbeat and stuff, I don't know, it just sounded like
Mhm.
Mick Jagger to me.
I could see that.
Which I can understand
Mm-hmm.
why they'd be kind of trying to go for that.
It's all kind of the same sound,
Yeah.
except that's why I keep going back to the Monkees.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that they had to make it so it was palatable for TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that
And
for just
so-
anybody to listen to it.
Right. So it was more commercial
Mm-hmm.
than these others.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know.
And it worked. I mean, that's the thing that...
Well, and it's also the Monkees were more the Bobby Hart
Mm-hmm.
and
Tommy Boyce.
Tommy Boyce, their sound
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
than these other bands.
They really were. Yeah.
They're being more creative, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what I kind of like. Not that all the other versions are trying to have the rock sound, and I understand because that was big and popular too, but you got to get back to people don't realize how much it is pleasant to their ears to have something more theatrical.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's naturally it draws you in because we naturally love a good story, and that's when you make it that way.
You know, there was a reel that came through my Instagram, and you liked it too, Zena, so I don't know if you actually read what it was saying on it, but it was the scene from Hello Dolly, you know, kind of the prelude to Put On Your Sunday Clothes with Barnaby and Cornelius in the store, and saying, you know, out there, that one. And they were, the writing on the video, the person who posted the video was saying how the composition of it, how they have his voice higher with the lower bassline instruments, it actually, without you knowing it, calms your brain. The way
Yep.
that it's written, it puts
Yeah.
you in a peaceful, enjoying mood. That's why that song is so catchy and makes you feel good. because of the instruments they chose to use and the way that they arranged it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm hearing in the difference between the Monkees version and all these others. The others are so chaotic
Mm-hmm.
that there's no pattern to it. It's hard to concentrate.
The instruments do have the harder sound in the Monkees.
Mm-hmm.
But Mickey's got such a soft voice, even when he, growls or something. It is, like you said, more soothing.
Mm-hmm. And everything isn't distorted to the point where you can't tell the difference between the instruments.
Right.
There is a psychology to the other side too, to these other renditions versus the Monkees, and that's where when you're bringing up saying it was commercial, it had to be on TV. They were speaking to actually a wider range audience, because if it was on the TV at home, the parents could be listening to it as well. These other ones do bring in a sense of chaos, and that's where when you mentioned the Rolling Stones, there was starting to be that group sense. And I remember you talking about feeling that shift in the late 60s, just as a society where the sound of it sounds like rebellion. It sounds like chaos.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how they take this song, and in the Monkees version, there's still some sense of order. There's still some sense of calm. In these other versions, you can feel them trying to hype up a sense of chaos and rebellion.
Yeah.
I mean, music is, and frequencies and tones, it's all psychological, and it all affects us.
Except for the Liverpool 5 version. And that, of course, was the first recorded version. I don't feel like they quite did that.
No, I don't either.
I still prefer the Monkees, but I don't think they quite went to the full chaos version.
They were the only other one, say what you will if you liked it or not, that still stood out as sounding different.
Yes.
Like they went a different way.
Yeah.
All right, next up is the Phantom Raiders, and this was released in February of 1967. So we're to 1967 now.
I'm not your stepping stone. I'm not your stepping stone.
Well, that was different.
Yeah. They were young.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were definitely a garage band, a teenage garage band.
And a local group.
Yep.
Right.
It's kind of cool to hear, though, because you don't always get recordings of that. And they were obviously a group of young guys that wanted to make a go of it.
Yeah.
I think they should have maybe tried a country avenue,
Well,
though.
they're from North Carolina, and when he's talking, you definitely can hear the accent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's slight, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think maybe they were trying to sing the popular stuff that they liked.
Mm-hmm.
And with maturity, they might have been better in a country avenue.
I wonder what happened to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. All I can find is their Discogs profile, which is, basically the database of all music that's ever been released. And they don't really have biographies or anything on there.
Yeah,
Probably
that-
have to do some digging into Concord, North Carolina's history.
Well, I say bravo that
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
did this. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least tried it.
Tried
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
The harmony was questionable, but
Mhm. But the music wasn't too bad.
their
for-
playing was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were good musicians. It was mainly the vocals that needed some help.
All right, next one in 1967 is Teddy Robin and the Playboys.
Hey, the Playboys are supposed to be singing with Gary Lewis. Oh my.
That was different.
Yeah, everybody wanted to be a band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can hear that. I mean, you got to give it to them for effort. And this is nothing on them personally, but this was just my initial shock. The soloist's voice, it kind of scared me because it reminded me of that bat on The Great Mouse Detective, like the
Yeah.
gravel.
Yes.
Then I have childhood trauma from that guy's voice.
And I don't know what was up with. I don't think it would be a synthesizer at this point
Probably.
Yeah, it's
because
probably a form
Mickey
of it.
talked about
using synths.
Yeah.
Yeah, that weird high pitched synthesizer sound. Shelley said it's called the fly in the ear. It sounded like a constant buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the band is a Hong Kong English pop rock band. Teddy Robin was the lead singer, and 2 of his brothers, I think, were in the band, along with some friends.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give it to them for effort, and they were picking up on a song, obviously, that had been a hit and they had heard.
Mm-hmm.
It's always interesting hearing recordings from different cultures and different countries.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because of their interpretation, but it makes you wonder how they hear it. You know what I mean? I feel like different people hear the actual song differently, and then that is displayed in their rendition.
Yeah, I don't know where they were a hit, but they did have hit versions of Pretty Blue Eyes, Lies, and Carousel.
Interesting.
But it
Pretty.
doesn't say where they were a hit.
Pretty Blue Eyes would be interesting. With
Yeah. That would be very interesting. Anyway, the next version is by the Cardboard Brains.
Oh, I thought that's what we were listening to.
No, that was Teddy Robin and the Playboys.
Oh, yeah.
And this is Cardboard Brains. They released it in 1977, so we're skipping 10 years.
Okay.
Well,
No. That one was a no.
I could not believe that wasn't a spoof.
I know.
We looked up the band.
I can't really say anything good about it.
It's a punk rock band from Toronto that started in the late 70s, early 80s.
Let's just say the only thing I thought of when it ended was I would not recommend the listen.
And that's
No.
our opinion. There might be people out there.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just got a vision of like...
Oh dear, now she's laughing. This is bad.
It sounded like Popeye the Sailor on a merry-go-round from the park.
Trying to do hard rock?
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of did.
Yeah.
It was really bad. But like that one was bad.
And we
Yeah.
rarely say
I
that.
know. I try to be nice.
Like, we're so nice all the time, but this, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know.
that should be like the definition of spoof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on to Barbie and the Kens, which was a project by Bobby Orlando.
It just gets weirder.
Full disclaimer on that one. It was 1980 and we didn't listen to the whole thing.
It's trying to get that very space agey sound now.
Yeah.
You know, the 80s are going into that.
I mean, this one I can understand where they were going more than the last one, because it's kind of what they did with Material Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Adding
Yeah.
robotics.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that. It
Yeah.
just was definitely in the experimental stage.
Yeah, and it wasn't my flavor of music.
Yeah.
No.
I thought you were going to say Flavorite.
Flavorite?
Flavorite?
What's a flavorite?
I don't
I
know.
have been reading the Old Testament names too
That's
much.
true. Today we were in Chronicles.
It's flavor and favorite.
Oh, there you go. My flavorite.
All right. That actually is our number 10. So we're going to take a break now. Give our brains a rest. from those
Peter
versions.
Tork sang it.
By
Yeah, and
yourself?
actually so did Davey. I don't know if I have Davey's version.
Oh, you need
gotta
Davy's
have
version.
Davy.
Yeah, I
Yes.
might have to find it because
Yes, you
I thought
do.
I added it.
You
But
didn't
apparently I
add it.
didn't.
Long, tall, shorty.
Yep. Those are yet to be listened to.
And they make fun of our name.
I know. I know. I don't know if anybody really makes fun
Or
of
just
us.
never says it correctly.
I wanted somebody to do something different. Like make it country and western or
well,
something.
the Cardboard Brains.
did something
no, I
different.
I don't mean in that like a country
I know
or
what you
something.
mean.
Dean Martin could have sang this song.
Dean
You
Martin
think
can
so?
sing any song.
Dean Martin can sing any song, and he makes it Dean, and it's okay.
That's been true so
That's
far.
True.
I haven't really heard a song where it's like, nope, sorry, Dean. Like somehow he always
Mm-hmm.
passes it.
Every
Oh,
time
yeah.
he is on one of these cover song comparisons, he's like almost always in the top 3 songs.
Mm-hmm. That is true. But I did say when we were talking that I would have liked to hear, with a good arrangement, Johnny Rivers sing it. I think he could have done it well.
Could have if he had the proper arrangement.
Yeah.
All right. So since we are at the break, I'll just give a plug to our social media. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. It's all under Sister Love. Love is LUV. And if you like the show and haven't yet, make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts to the Squadcast. And check out our new single, The Great Unknown, on all streaming platforms, The Great Unknown by Sister Love, and give it a listen, add it to your playlists, and share it with your friends. Now, you know what we do at the midpoint of our show. We always take questions that we have either received from fans, from fans on Facebook or email, but we usually put out a post that asks for questions for the Squadcast. So here is the questions for this episode. If you had to do an impromptu show singing songs from only one musical tonight, which movie would you be most prepared to cover?
Oh. A musical movie.
Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, probably.
Probably To Know Every Single Word, I'm thinking. But, now let me think on that. Yeah, see...
Yes, it
So-
would be Xena. It would have to be something we've already done, I think.
I don't know. I need to think about this because there are musicals that we've watched so much. Well, Mary Poppins. We were in that too.
No, I got it.
That
What?
thing you do?
That thing you
That thing
do
you
is
do.
what I was
Yes.
just gonna say.
Yes.
Ha-ha.
Uh-huh.
You know us better than we know ourselves. No, yeah. We
Probably-
could probably...
To be honest, could probably do Sound of Music too, because most of the songs in that we have done in shows.
Nope, not as much as that thing you
Not
do.
as much that thing you
No,
do.
I
that thing you do,
watched that
definitely.
movie for like 3 months straight every day.
We
Yeah.
could do even
I think-
Darkness Falls.
Yeah, I think you could do Sound of Music.
I think we could. I mean, it depends. You know, we're known for this. Well, Linda always tells us you can do it, you know, and we're known for inspiration at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody called us up and said, you know, we have this booking and we want that, we would probably, we'd make it happen.
Yeah.
Like we would. I don't know how else to say that because we always do.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
though we doubt we can.
Yeah, I always get the deer in the headlights look from you guys, but
Mostly for me.
yeah,
Yes,
it's
frequently.
like, no, you can do it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there'd be so. I'm trying to think because in our Broadway show that we do, there's songs from a lot of different musicals. But that thing you do, we probably know off the bat the most lyrics.
Right.
Even
Right.
for the songs we don't sing a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun question.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's see. I don't remember if you answered this one or not, Linda, but you would have to answer this one. I think maybe you did, but we'll ask it again. What was it like for each of you at the birth of each younger sister?
What was it like for me?
Well, for us, like reacting to the other sibling coming in, I think. I mean, you're
we
the
were really
parent
young.
observer, so like I can kind of remember when Elsie was born or when Shelley was born, but
I can't answer this one.
no, you don't have anybody below you.
Well, I always tried to help you or
Prepare us.
prepare
Yes.
you, especially Xena, because there had been nothing like that before.
Mm-hmm.
And she was older; she was 3. So Xena was very excited about it because this is going to be a whole new adventure. That's how I tried to, tell her, and that this person is never been here before, never been made before. God made her, we knew it was a girl, made her completely new.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to explore with her and see what she's like. I just know, as now, going through this twice, first with my kids and now you guys, the child that God brings into your life is never what you expect.
Right.
you cannot plan this person at all. You know, a lot of new parents, well, they're going to look like me, or, you know, and they're going to be like this and that, and have it all planned out. Nope, it won't work.
They'll go
Won't-
the complete opposite.
It won't
Yeah.
work. And they are supposed to enlighten and enlarge you.
Right.
And like I said, even in the, no, I don't want to compare animals with humans, but even in the animal world, every animal born is basically a different personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, think how gracious and wonderful that is. You know, I mean, if he can make every snowflake different, you know,
Right.
so to treat human beings so callously, is that a word? You know, every child is an extraordinary invention, if you will, of the Lord, because you know, you'll have certain things that are the same, but when Jay Lee came into the world, Xena was as fascinated as she should be. And, you know, a little bit of that's my baby doll sister, but
I don't
But-
think, no, I wasn't there as a parent observing, of course, especially when I was born. But I don't think any of us had the jealousy issue.
no, I didn't see that.
I didn't see
Like,
that
I remember
either.
when Elsie and Shelley came, like, I was excited. I didn't even think about being jealous of attention or anything.
No, we tried to make that happen too.
Yeah.
You know, that you wouldn't be. I mean,
Yeah.
there's the sweetest picture of you sitting on the arm of the chair with Papa Bear as he's feeding Elsie, and the
Yes,
look
yes.
on your face is just one of awe, actually.
yeah.
You know, and you were always included in. The only thing is that the different personalities, which
Right.
I always thought was fun, you know, and it's still that same way here. You know, each one of you are definitely your own person,
Yeah.
you know, but yet work together well. You know,
it-
Shell, okay.
go ahead.
Shell was probably the one that had the hardest time of it because Elsie was a squeezer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But-
Yes.
Still is.
Yeah, still is. You know, so she took dominion, I guess, more than the rest of you.
I find that interesting, and that's where the personality thing comes in because, okay, I did always have the older sister as far as I felt, not in a bad way, but a big responsibility, like excited. Like
Yes.
this was almost my child too.
Yeah.
Well, it
You
was.
know,
Yeah.
you
and
know?
that's, yeah. So I did feel that, but I don't think I had the same, like, Elsie owned Shelley.
Oh,
Yes.
big time.
Like she was kind of the baby doll thing you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
which is in a very endearing way. But it's funny to see how my response to Jay Lee was different than Elsie's response to Shelley
Yeah, or
coming
even
in.
my response to Elsie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know if it's because Elsie and Shelley are closer in age or if it is the personality thing.
I don't know. I just know that when Elsie came along, she was the baby, but you and Xena have already established a coalition.
yes.
Right.
So you had bigger fish to fry than to take care of the baby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you did have fun with her,
yeah.
but there were things to be played, things, stories to be had.
Although there are some home videos where you let Xena have your camera to record. And she is reprimanding not quite toddler Elsie.
Maybe 18 months.
Maybe. For stuff that I don't even know what she's reprimanding her for. She's like, Elsie, stop it. Elsie. And Elsie looks at her
No,
like,
Elsie.
yeah, no, Elsie. And Elsie's like, what did I do? Like, I just stood up. What did I
Just
do?
have to make sure that everybody's behaving properly.
She was in her mama mode. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing about you, Jaylee, though, when you came along. Like, I might have had that at first. I mean, I was only 3, but you had such a, and it's not, like, when I say strong personality, people are going to think that's bold, but I'm going to say more steady personality. Like, you held your own, and you've always been so mature.
Well,
that-
you always have looked at the situation and analyzed,
Right.
even when you were in your stroller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I went into it head first.
Yeah, where Xena. You were helping Xena not going to it at first.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
Yes. That was so funny to watch you two because Xena be so excited. We're going to do this. And you'd go, like, Xena, let's wait, let's look, let's decide. You're still like that.
Yep. It's a great combination
Yep.
of personalities.
And Elsie is just bold, and she gets, I don't know, she, as a child, she would be very excited about things. Like, what was that one game you played?
Kerplunk.
Oh
Kerplunk.
my.
Oh, that game tickled her so much.
Yeah. She kind of was wide-eyed about everything,
Yep.
Yeah, she found the wonder in it, and
Yeah.
things tickled her quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny to watch her play Kerplunk because, the point of the game is to not have the marbles fall. But the
that
noise
was the point of her
and
game.
watching the marbles fall tickled her so much that was like her purpose in the game, was to make that happen.
Yeah, you could count on Elsie to do something kind of silly and fun.
Yep.
Like when you were baking together and she did the little
With her
tickle,
head.
tickle with her
Yeah.
chef hat at you when you were trying to be serious.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was a serious situation. We were
Yeah.
baking here.
And then Shell at the end was the reporter. Would she say the reporter?
Yeah.
I don't know. She'd come in to me and discuss. Now, you were 18 months old,
Something like that.
2
yeah.
years old.
Mm-hmm.
If there was something going amiss in your world, you would come in and discuss how we were going to deal with the girls.
Well, it needed dealt with.
It just tickled me.
Yep.
You had to plead your case.
Yeah.
It did, yep.
And get in there before the others.
Yep.
But you weren't crying or whining.
No.
You were
Right.
discussing how we can rectify this matter.
Right.
And the others weren't going to come in and plead a case, I don't think.
Well,
Sometimes you ran in before we even knew you were gone and were pleading your case when we came in to talk about it.
there was an injustice and you were going to deal with it.
Yeah,
But in a
yeah.
very calm and cool and a mature way.
Yeah.
There was no crying. There was no,
No.
No
saying
fit
they're
throwing.
being unfair
No,
other
no.
than let's look at the whole situation. That's how you came to me.
Yep.
And I got the biggest tickle out of that and played along with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And later we will find out their sentence.
Yeah. And you had to be that way a little bit. I can see where being the youngest, you had the three of us ahead of you. And like when we were, using our imaginations and playing and making up stories and all this stuff, we were pretty bossy to you. Like we told you how you had to be and what you had to do. And I'm glad you stood up and didn't just take that.
Right.
Because like later in life, you've become so much your own person, and that's important. Because I think a lot of times the youngest of a family will just kind of acquiesce to that. But
I think another thing is the fact that we had this 3-generational household. So, you go to your mom, and I've been both. You go to your mom, and it's like, okay, I got to take care of this situation, and don't give much thought to the personalities, or it's
right,
the more the rules because you got stuff to do.
right, it's more parent mode. Yeah,
Parent mode, yeah, where I could listen and I could validate your concerns,
Right.
not necessarily agree with them, but we do something about it.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, I am a big advocate of grandparents being very involved in their grandkids' life, not just
Yes.
as somebody who gives gifts and says, oh yeah, but I can send them home type people.
Yeah.
I just, it's really lacking.
The guidance and the validation and the encouragement that you're supposed to get from a grandparent is
Right.
vital.
You can become a friend. It's
Right.
not as much. Yeah.
Right.
Always respect the parents, though.
Mhm.
All right. Well, those were some great questions, and we are running out of questions, so I'm going to have to put out another post soon. But what do you say we get back into Steppin' Stone? Everybody have enough of a mental break there?
I think so.
I guess so.
All right. So we are in... Oh, wait a minute. Looky here. I have some more in the 70s on my next page. All right, so we're going back a little bit because I have unorganized notes today. December of 1979. This is Sid Vicious.
So if you got a band up there going, then they think it's a great band.
Right.
At that point, it's not even vocals. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
No.
It's noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is to me.
No, I there's
Like-
no way that's vocals.
He might
Oh,
be
no.
like
no.
making added instrumentation with his voice.
Yeah.
Like he might be making a sound and adding it to the track.
But the amount of effects that's on his voice,
You could not even understand the verse.
no.
no. And again, we didn't listen to the whole thing, so sorry guys, you can if you want to. But we got the main idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, no, not my taste.
Mm-mm.
Okay, there was another one in 1979, and it was the Merton Parkas.
Well, they were trying to sound more like I think the very original.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not quite like the Liverpool one,
The Paul Revere and the Raiders.
like the Paul Revere
Yeah.
and the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's what they were theming it off of more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kind of sounded like them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back in time a little bit. I don't exactly know when these versions were released, but they look like they're a little bit older than the ones that we have been listening to, and we're kind of running out of time, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. These are ones that were not on Secondhand Songs, but I did find on YouTube. So the first one is The Trashman, and again, I'm not sure what year it was actually released.
Well, it was kind of a
Mhm.
typical one. It sounded
Yeah.
like a copy kind of the originals.
Nothing really unique about that one.
It doesn't speak to me.
No,
No,
me
me
neither. It was a little bit quiet too, as far as where the vocals were
Mhm.
at,
Mhm.
sound wise. All right, this next one is the Swinging Pussycats.
I'm not a stepping stone. I'm not a stepping stone.
Well, I mean, that version again, I think it was a more modern recording, but it still was kind of typical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering if anybody tried to rearrange the music
Not that I've been
at
able to
all.
find, but it's kind of hard to go through each and every one, too.
Right, right.
You know.
Yeah. I still the Monkees is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm able to pick a top 3.
Because they
No,
all
me
sound
neither.
exactly like cookie cutters, if not
Or
unless
odd. Yeah.
they're out in left field,
Right.
you know.
There's no in between.
Mm-mm. Well, I think to wrap it up, we can listen to, because both Peter and Davey recorded this one on their own as a solo.
Could be interesting.
So I think we should listen to those two to
Mhm.
wrap it up.
Okay.
This is Peter.
It doesn't surprise me
Right.
because Peter was a musician. So, you know, I think he's going to make it a little bit different. I thought he had interesting vocals. I don't think they gave him much leeway on the Monkees.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I do like his voice from, little snippets that I've heard rather than Auntie Griselda.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he did himself an injustice in the way that he mixed his voice in this
Right.
recording.
Yeah,
Right.
because he has a cool voice. That's what as I was
And he's
listening to it.
talented
Mhm.
as far as musician goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he needed he has more of a folk voice rather than a rock
Right,
voice.
right.
Mhm. I think he wanted to just be experimental, though. You could definitely
Mhm.
tell with the arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here is Davy's solo version, Davy Jones.
He's probably my second favorite, actually.
yeah,
thought
the
so.
singing. I don't. And they tried to keep it true to the original,
Yeah, he was tributing the original, which is great.
which is a little bit more than necessary in the.
Well, yeah, I mean it was 81 too.
And it's live.
You have to have a guitar solo. That's all there is to it. It's in the 80s. That's what they did. So
And it's live. Yeah, that's true. I'd like to know what he would have done just recording it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I did find it unique if you could get past all the screaming and the fact that it was live, the instruments, the way they arranged it, singling out his vocals, he changed the notes in the verses and took it differently. And actually, I liked it because it fit Davey's voice more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had to do that to fit his own voice. Personally, I didn't particularly like it. I felt like it lost some like impact with doing the same note over and over.
I don't know.
Maybe that's because it sounds like a harmony part to me.
I think it probably did to you. To me, I thought it was a unique take, only because I knew the other version. Now, if this had been the original, how they sang it, maybe it wouldn't have had as much of an impact. But I just thought because he doesn't have the same range, that was a very clever way to do it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know. I just when he started doing it, I'm like, oh, this could be different. I just feel like at the end of the verses, he should have done something different.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the first part was fine that he changed. It didn't go up. But anyway, I think that is the end of our cover song
It was an
comparisons
interesting ride today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of worn out, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it can't. It's hard to compare with the Monkees.
Yeah.
Really it is.
You
Well,
know.
there's a reason it was the most popular.
Yeah, it's the one that made it, you know. Yeah, I don't think I can pick top 3 because it's only one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say it because I like to be this way. I'll say an honorable mention for the Liverpool one just for being different. Just because it was the only one that was different.
But the other thing that the Monkees nailed was the harmony on it.
Yes.
Like, they got the harmony walked down perfect.
Yeah, and really Davies did too. Davies
Well,
had
yes.
very similar harmony.
Right. He had the backup singer singing it exactly like the Monkees did. He's the only one that really changed it. And then, of course, the instrumental, but...
Right.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Squadcast. Stay tuned for next week. Next week we will be doing a artist appreciation, and these episodes for August are pre-recorded because we are touring in Washington. We're out in Washington performing at the fair, so that is why they're pre-recorded. Well, they're always pre-recorded, but these are like a month in advance. So next week will be an artist appreciation of one of Shelley's favorite bands.
Yes.
So if you're listening to this, maybe drop your guess on who will be in the Squadcast discussion group. If you have not joined the discussion group, make sure you do. It's on Facebook under the Squadcast discussion group. Imagine that.
Kind
So
of
make-
repetitive, aren't we, Kaylee?
What?
Kind of repetitive, aren't we?
Well, I'm just kind of rummy after all that grunge band stuff. So anyway, we will talk to you next week with an artist appreciation. And make sure you like this video and subscribe to the Squadcast.
Yeah. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.